So we've just completed the first open beta weekend for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. How are you guys liking the game so far? I looked into getting a beta code without pre-ordering the game, so I've been playing since Friday and have a few thoughts I'd like to share with you all. But first, if you haven't done so already, please do me a favor and hit those like and subscribe buttons. It helps out the channel immensely and it means a lot. So for the beta, I personally love the callback to Modern Warfare 2 2009 with the maps. My first Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2 back in the day, so obviously that holds a lot of nostalgia for me personally, and for the maps that we've gotten the chance to play during the beta, I feel like they've certainly treated them with respect. Everything feels familiar, and granted it is early after all, so we'll have to see if that remains to be the case over the next couple of weeks. The gunplay feels of course similar to last year's Modern Warfare 2 with less recoil and more movement involved between gunfights. But yet it's still not as smooth as I would like. Some of the transitions between sliding and standing are a little bit clunky, so hopefully more work is done on smoothing that out. But one thing I would consider as an extreme issue is the visibility. The amount of times I've unloaded a clip into a teammate is not okay, and forget even trying to spot anyone out in the distance. This is 100% a game ruiner for me, and they absolutely need to get this resolved somehow before the game gets fully launched. I actually do like what they're doing with the pregame lobby though, which could make me kind of weird, but hear me out. It makes for an almost nostalgic gameplay experience with map voting returning and the ability to see everyone's names and calling cards. It doesn't last for too long, but the brief time in the pregame lobby does loads for just getting you settled in before the game starts. It would be even better if those lobbies didn't disband so that those rivalries we had back in the day could still form. However, with the way things are now, that's just highly unlikely to ever see a return. But the question really is, will Modern Warfare 3 be the turning point for Call of Duty? Well, for one, I like what they're doing with the carry forward stuff. I think they should continue to build future games off the idea that you can carry cosmetics and things of that nature forward to the next Call of Duty. Obviously, it wouldn't work in every case for them to do that, like with guns for example, especially if they jump time periods, but for everything else it just makes sense and gives you more of a reason to want to play and grind out the game. So that's great, but how is the overall experience? For me, in recent Call of Duties, this has always been a point of contention. I actually liked the gameplay and gunplay in Modern Warfare 2 last year to an extent. Not my favorite by any means, but I thought it was at least serviceable. The main issue that recent Call of Duties have run into over the last couple of years is just a lack of fun. You start off for the first few weeks having the time of your life, and then reality sets in. You begin to see the underlying problems, and more importantly, skill-based matchmaking finally kicks in, and then any fun you had left just goes out the window. That is my biggest issue with Call of Duty, and personally I believe that in order to make the game turn for the better, skill-based matchmaking needs to be cranked down or eliminated completely. I mean, it's 2023, I don't know why we're not focusing on ping-based matchmaking to make sure everyone has the most smooth gameplay experience as possible versus something that's just seemingly random. But that's easy for me to say and hard for Activision to justify, since Call of Duty continues to be one of the highest selling games each and every year. They argue that they do it for the casual gamer, but as an ex-competitive guy turned casual, I don't see it. Some of my greatest growing moments in Call of Duty history was just getting destroyed by other players in the lobby, forcing me to watch kill cams to see what their loadout was, or look up guides to see how I could turn into a pub stomper too. But now you do well in just one game, the matchmaking system will make sure the next 3 games after are a living hell. Don't get me wrong, Modern Warfare 3 looks to be a good game, and it's almost impossible for it not to be. The maps almost certainly prevent the game from being a dumpster fire. There are more weapons and cosmetics in this Call of Duty than ever before, and they are seemingly becoming more open with allowing the player to choose whatever they want to do in the game. Speaking of which, Warzone, the campaign, and a new Zombies game mode are all available to play at launch. I'm holding out my thoughts on the Zombies side of things. I'm a big Zombies fan, but on one hand it looks super cool, but on the other hand you can definitely tell that they're testing the waters with the game mode, at least in this year's Call of Duty. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays. I'm not sure I'm fully in support of that 1 hour time limit shrinking storm thing, but I guess we'll see. But that pretty much concludes my thoughts for now. I'm excited to hop on the game on PC and see how it plays, but for now that is all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe, and until the next video, I'll catch you guys all later.